Barnstable This Morning, just about 8 minutes past the top of the hour on this Tuesday morning. I'm Sarah Colvin, and joining me live on the phone, I welcome our Chief of Police, Paul MacDonald. Chief, good morning.
Good morning.
How are you today?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing well. So, Chief, I want to start by talking about an event that occurred over the weekend. Of course, thousands of bicyclists coming into town for the annual Best Buddies event, and I think by all accounts, it seemed like everything went pretty smoothly.
It did. We've been doing this for the past number of years. It's pretty well organized. Sergeant McKenna, our traffic supervisor, takes care of it. We pick up the bicycles on Exit 5 as they come up off the highway, and then we cover all of the major intersections all the way down to Craigville Beach. It went off this year without a glitch. We did have additional police officers on duty. The Kennedy family requested additional police officers just for extra security down around Craigville Beach because of Tom Brady and the controversy around Deflategate. But there were absolutely no problems at all. Everybody seemed to enjoy it, and the weather was great.
That's great. A lot of people out there trying to catch a glimpse of Tom Brady.
There was a ton of people out there trying to catch
it. I've not gone down there. I probably should. Maybe next year.
It's tough getting down there. Craigville Beach there's one way in, one way out. You come in through Centerville, you come in through Hyannis, and it's tough, and it backs up the traffic light there. So it is tough getting down there by car.
Absolutely. But again, as you say, we know this event has been going on for several years, and it's just one day, lots of stuff going on, but went out without a hitch.
It's a great cause. It raised over $5 million, so we're glad we can be part of it.
Absolutely. Pretty amazing. Chief, let's talk a little bit about some incidents that occurred over the past week. Tell me a little bit about this break-in that happened at Our Lady of Victory in Centerville.
Our Lady of Victory, there was a break-in Saturday night about 8:15. We had officers on duty down there. We were kind of prepared for this. There's been ongoing larceny at the church for the past several weeks, and the individual who was committing these larcenies had set up a pattern. As you know, there's a mass at 4:30 every Saturday afternoon at Lady Victory Church, and then there's a AA meeting directly afterwards. And then sometime during that period, shortly thereafter, the church was being broken into, and the offertories from the poor box were being stolen on every Saturday evening. So we had set up cameras at a couple of different locations, and last Saturday night we had a couple of officers, one inside and one outside, having this church under surveillance at about 8:15. An individual came into the church, unbeknown to us. He had a key, went to the back room where the money is kept, broke into the box, stole all of the offerings, then tried to flee. The officer confronted him by the altar. An altercation ensued. The officer was knocked down. The gentleman was able to slip out of his shirt, ran to the outside where he was tackled by the second officer, and he was subsequently handcuffed and arrested and brought to the facility. He's being charged with multiple felony charges, breaking into the church, breaking into the depository, and larceny over. So it was a good case. The evening shift did a great job, and some more. Brendan Burchill, Lieutenant Clark, did an outstanding job. But this has been ongoing for the past 4 or 5 weeks, and he had set up a pattern for himself, so it made it a little bit easier for us.
Absolutely. And interesting, Chief, that he had a key. I'm guessing that probably obtained that not through the proper channels of getting that key to get in and out of the office, right?
He's a past employee.
Okay.
Which found out after the investigation and talking to him, he was pretty cooperative. He was a past janitor at the church. However, he has not worked in the church in over 4 years, but he still had the key to gain access into the church.
Interesting. Chief, I wanted to talk to an unfortunate incident on Route 6A and Mary Dunn Road, a fatal accident. 31-year-old man lost his life at 3 o'clock in the morning early Monday. Tell me a little bit about this crash.
It's unfortunate. It was a one-car, single-car accident. Came in yesterday morning about 3 o'clock in the morning. A vehicle traveling in an easterly direction on Route 6A approaching the intersection of Mary Dunn. If anyone's familiar with that road, just about a quarter of a mile before the road, there's a sharp curb in the road. As the vehicle entered into that curb, he lost control, went off the roadway slightly, striking a boulder. And once he hit the boulder, it flipped the car onto its side and skidded several feet and became embedded into a tree. When the officers arrived, they located the subject, but he had already been passed away because of the severity of the accident. The individual was identified as a 31-year-old David Johnson of North Charleston, South Carolina. He was a adult commuting student at Marist Maritime Academy. He was about scheduled to graduate this year. So it's an unfortunate incident. I don't think he was familiar with the roadway. That is a very curvy roadway, but we do feel that speed was definitely involved in the accident, though. So, but the accident reconstruction team, they're out there now, and so we'll see what the actual cause of the accident was.
Absolutely, and again, just that one car and nobody else involved in the accident, and very unfortunate.
It was one car accident. There was only one passenger in the vehicle, the operator, and he did not make it.
Indeed. Of course, 6A, a very, very curvy road, very tight corners in it, as you say, if you're not super familiar with it, and if you're driving a little bit too fast, it certainly can be quite treacherous. So
if you're driving fast, 3 o'clock in the morning, it's cloudy, it's very curvy. If you're not familiar with the roadway, things like this could happen, yes.
Absolutely. Well, Chief, let's talk a little bit. We heard in the news, and lots of people saw live on TV, an episode of Hoarders, Family Secrets in the little village of Cotuit.
Yes.
What's going on here, Chief?
There's a house in Cotuit just off of Newtown Road on Route 28. It's south of Route 28, just 3 or 4 houses down on the left-hand side. The Van Cleef family has owned the house for a number of years. I did not even know that the house was inhabited. We've been by there for a couple of times with complaints of abandoned property on the vehicle. We're trying to contact the owners. They then advised us that this TV company was coming down there to film an episode of Hoarding. I actually went down there a couple of days ago, and you really can't get that close to the house. I mean, when I walked up, I was just going to take a peek inside, see how bad it was, but then a bunch of people came out wearing hazmat suits, and I said, well, if the professionals wearing hazmat suits, this is about as close to as I want to get.
Right.
It's pretty bad.
And Chief, we hear so much about hoarding, and I know that there have been a couple of incidents here in town, and there is, of course, the Cape Cod Hoarding Task Force that helps and takes care of that. But perhaps, what is the police department's level of involvement with hoarding cases, and what can people do if they suspect they have a neighbor or even a family member who is suffering from this condition?
Well, they can certainly call us. In our most recent incident dealing with this, it was up off the service road where an older lady was in a house. She was in a house for quite some time with some cats. We were down there just to check on her well-being, make sure she was okay. And the officers discovered, she was definitely a hoarder. The place was in total disarray. We were able to contact the family. We notified our CIU, who had specialized training in some mental health conditions. She was able to come down there. They then were able to contact all the appropriate social service agencies to come down there and get this individual help. She has since moved on, and she's receiving the help she needs. So the house is definitely cleaned up. So if you have a family or friend or a neighbor's involved in that, if you give us a call, we can certainly get the ball rolling to get something done about it.
Absolutely. And in terms of kind of the film crew that was on set, I know obviously they got their permits through the town. Was that something that you had police details on as well, or is that not necessary?
Yes, no, we've had detail down there. Every time they're out there filming, there is a police officer present down there, mostly just for the onlookers. We want to keep the traffic flowing, and so they've requested detail. So.
Great. Well, Chief, I thank you so much, as always, for joining us here on Barnstable This Morning, and we will talk with you again next Tuesday. Have a great day.
Okay, good talking to you.
Thanks
Bye-bye.
much. Bye-bye. Chief of Police Paul MacDonald, of course, joining us as he does each and every Tuesday morning here on Barnstable This Morning.